Good evening and welcome to Plymouth State men's basketball preseason press conference. Tonight we have seniors Nate Clark, Ernie Johnson, Curtis Arsenault, Nick McGregor, Jack Preston, and head coach Andrew Novick. Nate, we're going to start with you. You've proven to be the starting point guard in your past 3 seasons here, even though the team is usually point guard by committee. How has the chemistry been so far in practice?
I'd definitely say the chemistry so far in practice has been excellent. One of the most important things, I think, moving forward in the preseason and establishing just kind of an identity for your team is to make sure that everybody feels a part. You want to establish that whole family setting. Make sure that the new guys feel welcome. All of the guys that are coming back to the team get right back to where they left off, especially with having 15 wins last season. So definitely looking to build off of that. But chemistry's looking strong. Everybody obviously wants to feel a part, so we're trying to do that. And I think we've done a pretty good job of doing that so far. Hopefully we can keep things up with the first game rolling around. And yeah, everything's looking great.
Ernie, next one's for you. You played with the same 4 guys here for the past 4 years. How's it been to be able to play with them since freshman year?
It's been great. They've all turned into my brothers, basically, like family, because we've gone through a lot of ups and downs, winning freshman year, losing, winning again last year. So I think I could just always count on them. So it's been great playing with them.
Coach, Ernie kind of touched on it, 15 wins last season, the most since the 2010-2011 season. Your team allowed opposing conference teams to shoot 40% from the three-point line, with Keene State shooting 56% from the three-point line in last year's LEC loss. What are you looking to change defensively, if anything, this season?
Well, certainly we've got to change the way we defend the three-point line. They got a lot at the end of the season, and that was a very close, hard-fought game, and I'm sure it'll be again this year. So we've always taken pride in our defense, and I think we're a little bit more experienced at what we're doing, a little bit more athletic this year, so hopefully we can get out and get some of those shooters more quickly. The great part about having 5 seniors, which we haven't had in a long time, is that they bring really a good, unique perspective, and that the gentlemen that are sitting beside me, they've seen the highs and the lows of being a college athlete, and heading into the next season, following a fairly successful season, they've seen the highs and lows, and I think that will help them shape the goals for the season and what we need to do to be successful.
Curtis, this one's for you. You've shown over the course of your career that you're able to play almost every position on the court. Being 2 points away from 1,000 points, what's been your driving factor so far the past 3 years?
With the position-wise, when I came in as a freshman, we were a little smaller, so kind of got forced into a different role than I was used to. I played more of a power forward. Luckily, the last couple of years, it's been a smooth transition into coach made me more of a guard, so kind of settled into that. It's been nice. As for the points, I've just been blessed playing with a bunch of great teammates. If you look at any of the film, I'm not doing anything great. They just really get me open. I take advantage of that, so that's a credit to them. So that's how I do it.
Nick, you came in a lot in the middle of last season, primarily when the team needed a quick 3 points. You shot 45% from beyond the arc last season. How do you see this year unfolding for you?
I think we have a lot of potential to do really well this year. We have all the pieces that we need in order to attain our goal, which is ultimately an LEC championship. For me personally, I'm just looking to come off the bench or play whatever role I need to in order to attain that goal. So.
Jack, next one's for you. You're a big guy that can shoot free throws. You don't really see that often. You made 77 last year at a 70% rate. How much does Coach emphasize free throws, and how much do you practice them at practice?
Coach is always telling us how important free throws are, and they really do win games, and it's something we work on every day at practice. The other day, every single kid on our team shot 100 consecutive free throws, so it's something we always work on.
Jack, another one for you. You're going to be heavily relied upon in terms of boards, especially at the beginning of the season until someone else can fill the shoes of Uche Nokeji, who graduated last year. You were 3rd on the team in points last season with 329 total, shooting nearly 50% from the floor last season. What's been the thing you've worked on most during preseason this year?
Uche was a beast, and obviously it's going to be really tough to replace him with rebounding, and it's going to have to be a team effort. We're going to have to get rebounding from every position, every play, and That's going to be tough, but I think we can do it. We have some really good rebounders on our team. And as for what I've worked on in the offseason, I'd say I've really tried to do a better job defending the rim and rebounding like we talked about, because I know I'm going to be one of the main guys that's going to have to step up and get some of those boards. So.
Nick, third highest in the team shooting, hitting 49% of your shots, being primarily one of the first guys off the bench each and every game. What's your mindset like when you check in, and especially when you get the ball?
Well, when I check in, I'm just trying to impact the game in whatever way that I can, and just going in ready to go, ready to shoot, ready to play, ready to defend. Whatever the team needs, I'm trying to produce for us. So.
Curtis, 350 rebounds in your first 3 seasons. You are a guard. You're listed at 6'1". What's been your mentality? How have you been able to pull down the boards as frequently as you do?
The rebounding numbers look pretty decent, and I've done an okay job at that, but I definitely have a lot of room to improve. I take possessions off on the glass, which I've been noticing in film, as coaches pointed out. I think it's important this year that I need to become even a better rebound with helping out Jack and the other forwards. With losing Uche, there's a lot of rebounds out there that, as a team, we're going to collectively have to go get. So I personally need to get a little better and contribute to that as well.
Coach, based off last year, going 6-8 within the LEC, you have very tough opponents like Eastern Connecticut, Southern Maine, and Keene State, who went to the second round last year in the NCAA tournament. What is your preparation for this season?
Well, last year was a unique experience for our team in that we started off so strong, and then we sort of tailed towards the end, especially when we got to league play. And I think it's given us a better approach heading into this year. We take it a game at a time. We understand that the LEC is going to be as good, if not better, this year. As you mentioned earlier, Keene is as good as anybody in the league, and let alone in the country. So our goal is just to take it a day at a time, maintain a level of balance throughout the course of the season, and hope that we can show some strides as we get closer to the championship time of the year.
Ernie, you were the ideal 6th man last season with the ability to step up and produce points when needed. Do you feel as though you're in the same position this year? What's been your mentality in the offseason getting ready for senior year?
It's still early in the season, so I don't know what lineups we have yet. But whatever the best is, I know Coach will put it out there, and we're all just going to compete. But for me, over the summer, I really wanted to work on being more consistent in everything of my game, try to get my stamina up so that I could just give more to the team.
Nate, undoubtedly you are the leader of this team, being named a captain for the 3rd year in a row. What is your mindset as a senior, and what are you doing to get ready for the season, especially with your team?
So I'd say the common mindset among all the guys sitting at this table, obviously including Coach, is that our mindset and our mentality going forward is that, as the experienced guys on this team, like Coach had mentioned, we got to be leaders to the guys below us, and we just got to keep strong, be composed throughout the season. I think that definitely one thing that will define us this year is going to be those moments when we hit a little bit of adversity. We got to be able to stay strong, stay together as a team, be able to work through some of the kinks. It's a very long year, obviously longer seasons than most. So I think just my mindset personally, and I know a lot of the guys at this table are thinking the same thing, is that we just got to stay together throughout the entire season. And, it's definitely a tale of two halves. That was, one of the things that we saw last year was that we had a very strong first half, like Coach had mentioned, but, things had kind of got a little bit twisted in the second half. So I think that we just need to put together 2 solid halves, and, we should be great this year.
That wraps it up for tonight's preseason men's basketball press conference. The Panthers open up the season on the road as they travel to New Hampshire Technical Institute on the 15th to take on Riviere in the Boys and Girls Club Classic, with tip-off scheduled for 8 p.m. This year's home opener is scheduled for Thursday the 17th as the Panthers take on Norwich in a non-conference bout. Tip-off is slated for 7 p.m. Thank you all and good luck this season.
Thanks, guys.